How you sports fanatics out there doing today? I'm David of the Sports Animals, and I'm just here today to bring you all sports all day, every week. I'm gonna be here, and I guess I'll start things off with the Los Angeles Lakers. When the latest with them, what's going on? It seems as if Dwight Howard continues to seems like he's going to be leaving the Lakers and going somewhere else. Uh, as of today, him and the Houston Rockets are meeting with each other. And what I can't really understand is what is going on with the Lakers in their decision making at this point in time. Instead of trying their best to re-sign this guy, they ought to be letting him go. Dwight Howard is not going to help this team win an NBA championship. And I just don't understand what's going on with Mitch Kupchak running the team as a general manager. Of course, the owner Jerry Buss Jr. And especially with a strong NBA draft next season. Why are you not trying to trade Dwight Howard for draft picks? You have to get younger. You're an old team, and that would be the perfect commodity. Is to trade Dwight Howard for draft picks for next year, and and what's going to end up happening is they're going to wind up letting him go, and they're going to get nothing for him. And then you're just right back to square one again, where you have Kobe Bryant trying to do it all by himself, and as great as he is, he cannot do it all by himself. You have to get a Steve Nash out of there, get a point guard. You need to get amnesty Pau Gasol, get him out of there, and it's just a lot of changes that need to be made for this team to get back where it should be, and that's at a championship caliber level, and it's just bad when you got the Los Angeles Clippers pretty much the number one team in Los Angeles right now. That should not be the case. I mean, there were such high hopes for the Lakers for this last season. Everybody thought that they would be in the NBA championship game, and most people thought that this was an NBA championship caliber team, and it just wasn't the case. Not even close. They showed it with the Mike D'Antoni's once again its inability to be a great coach. I never have liked this guy. I thought that was a huge mistake in hiring him, and they have problems playing on the defensive level. They just did not play defense all year long, and that continues to be the case. One of their main problems, well, I should say their main problem is that they don't play defense, and you never had that problem when Phil Jackson was coaching the team. You knew that the Lakers were always going to play strong defense. So I'd love to see Kobe Bryant get his sixth NBA championship and tie Michael Jordan. But do I see that happening? I really don't. Not as long as Mike D'Antoni is the coach, and you have the team where it is right now, and that's just not a very good team, and one that is just old. Hopefully Phil Jackson is going to come in with this whatever consultant role he has and straighten things out down there. But and another thing is can Kobe even come back from this torn Achilles heel? That I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that. But that is a very serious injury that to be able to come back from. But if anybody can come back from it, I think it is Kobe Bryant. But this the signing for all NBA players starts on July 1, so we're just a couple days off from that. and Dwight Howard is saying he will make a decision by July 10th. So you still have a few days to work with to put a trade together. And so, will they do it? I really don't see it happening because they're just so infatuated with signing this guy. And it looks as if that, like I said, my final prediction is he is going to leave the Lakers. And I mean somebody like the Houston Rockets or even Dallas Mavericks probably would be the perfect fit for him. Because I mean, let's face it, he's never been a leader, and he cannot play on the Lakers, and he's not the future of the Lakers. I mean, that's obvious. Dwight Howard is just he's not like I said, he's not capable of being in that type of position. So we'll see what happens with the Lakers. The one thing I did like is their draft pick when they did draft Kelly from Duke. And I thought that was a pretty good pick. I mean, he probably will be a role player, but he is a good shooter, and he's a good fit in the San Antonio system. Briefly on the NBA draft. Cleveland drafted Anthony Bennett, the #1 overall pick, out of UNLV, and actually I think that was a really good pick. It was a surprise for some people. A lot of people thought that Nerlens Noel would be the #1 overall pick, and he dropped to number 6. I think there were 2 reasons for that. Probably the first was his torn ACL, which I'm still kind of surprised that he did drop all that far. The second thing is maybe he wasn't as good a player as some people put him out to be. He's very small. He's like 6'10", but he only weighs 205. The kid needs to get at least gain about 50 to 60 pounds. I think that Anthony Bennett is gonna come in right with Cleveland. I think he has I think he has a chance of being a really good player for him. It might take him a couple of years, but this was a guy that down UNLV, even though he only played 1 year, he was a 20-10 guy. So he's just a nice piece to the puzzle for Cleveland as they continue to try to rebuild and get back to the team that they once were when LeBron was on that team. I don't know if they ever can get back to that level without LeBron, but at this point in time, their ultimate goal probably should be just try to get back to the playoffs. If they get LeBron back, then I think that they will be a team that can compete for an NBA championship. But on to the Bobcats, they continue to get it wrong. It seems like year after year. I don't know what the deal is with Michael Jordan. Personally, I think he just needs to get out of basketball. I mean, he has no clue what he's doing as far as being an NBA owner. The Bobcats will never be any good as long as he's there. They drafted Cody Zeller with their number 5 overall pick. I mean, Cody Zeller is he was a nice player down in Indiana, but he's not going to be anything on the NBA level. Yeah, he's got size. He's 7 foot tall, but to me, he's just almost like another Tyler Hansborough clone. I just don't expect anything from him. And it's just another wasted pick on the Bobcats' part. And like I said, they're never going to do anything. It just kind of makes you wonder how Michael can continue to get this wrong every year. but he doesn't have great people surrounding him. He, not, I should say, basketball-minded people surrounding him, and that's really that's the main problem. Uh, this I thought overall was not that very strong of a draft, really. Uh, the one that's supposed to be next year's draft is really, like I said, the one to look out for. You have Jabari Parker coming. Uh, uh, Wiggins, the no one overall ranked player is going to Kansas this year. He'll be there. So that's what everybody's trying to set up for. But and then it looks like probably Philadelphia and Boston are going to be at least the two teams, but they're probably will have a chance to get the number one or number two overall pick, especially with Boston and letting KG and Paul Pierce go to the Nets, which I think was a very smart move on Danny Ainge's part. Basically, he's making a statement. Look, I'm ready to part ways with both of you guys. It's time to finally rebuild and go young. And to me, that's what they should have done 3 years ago. But he's finally doing it now, and he's going to build off Rajon Rondo. It looks like Barney, he comes back from his torn ACL healthy, and like I said, Boston, I think we'll be back in 2 years and be back to where he should be, and that's in the playoffs and making a deep run again. As far as the Nets go, to me, getting KG and Paul Pierce, all you did was add two players that are old and don't have much left in the tank. Will they provide good leadership? Yeah, I think that will happen. At least KG definitely will provide that leadership. Well, you're looking at a team that has a $300-something million payroll, and just add these two guys onto that payroll. So they're obviously trying to say we're wanting to win now. You have new coach Jason Kidd coming in after just retiring. It's gonna be interesting, I think, to see what Jason Kidd does as a head coach. I'm not exactly sure how good he's going to be. Time will tell on that. I mean, the Nets have some talent. They have Darren Williams, still their all-star point guard, and then adding KG and Paul Pierce. I mean, what will they do this upcoming year? Will they actually be competitive? I think definitely they'll be a competitive team. And the question is, how far will they go in the playoffs? I still think that the Bulls come back with Derrick Rose healthy are still going to be a better team than them. Of course, the Miami Heat, the defending champions, will be better than them. I still think that they're at least the third best team in the East. So I see a playoff team, and that's pretty much about it for the Nets. To me, what I couldn't understand what a team was thinking was the Philadelphia 76ers with trading Drew Holiday to the Pelicans for Nerlens Noel. To me, that was just stupid. I mean, I didn't understand that move. I was scratching my head on that, saying, "What are you thinking? You're trading off your all-star point guard, Drew Holiday's like about 19, 20, and 7 assist type player in this league, and he's young, and you still can build around him. And then you're trading him off for one guy you pretty much giving up on, and that's fool Andrew Bynum, who missed the whole year with his knee problems, and now you're adding another guy that has knee problems. So I don't know what they were thinking with that. But so I guess we'll have to wait and see how that move pans out for both teams. But I think that the Pelicans definitely got the better end of that trade. Well, I'm gonna go jump ship kind of to some baseball here, and just talk a little bit about we got the trade deadline coming up, not too far off. It's July 31st, and there are going to be obviously a lot of buyers and there's going to be a lot of sellers. And one of the teams that's going to be selling, obviously, is the Chicago Cubs. We as we continue to be in the second year of Theo Epstein's rebuilding plan, we're obviously not going anywhere again this year, and in next to last place. So who's the key guys that they will be selling? Well, obviously, maybe the first pitcher to be traded, and a guy who has great value is Matt Garza. He would have been traded last year if he hadn't got hurt, and that's the only thing that stopped that. But he's coming back from his injury, and so far he has been dominating. He's gone 22 innings now. I believe it's close to that. And only giving up like 2 runs. So all the scouts are anxious every time he goes to the mound to scout him. And all I say is just stay healthy all the way to July 31st, and the Cubs gonna be looking good as far as getting some prospects in return for Matt Garza. They will be asking a whole lot for him. I'd say at least 2 prospects, maybe 3 prospects, and I think they definitely will get 2 prospects for Garza, as he is creating a lot of buzz and a lot of interest. And the only risky thing about him is that he is pretty much a real player. He's a free agent at the end of the season, but I still don't think that's going to stop a team from acquiring him. So expect him to be moved. And the Cubs have a couple other pieces that I believe that they will be trying to trade and get some more players back, and that is Scott Feldman, who's had a really good year for him. He's won 6 or 7 games. He's got a 3-point-something ERA. That was pretty much a steal for us this year, as Theo signed him to a 1-year contract, and he's really done a good job. Been a nice surprise for the rotation. So he could have some value. Then the other guy I believe that they're going to try to move also is Kevin Gregg. Ever since he's been putting it into the closer's position, he's 13 for 13 with a 1-point-something ERA. So this guy is just done his job, and he has pretty much been dominating, and it's kind of hard to believe. It's somewhat of a shock. Because this is his second time around, and he couldn't do anything the first time around, so that's why they got rid of him. And now he's coming back, and he's just really been a nice surprise. So he can be the other guy that could be moved. So the Cubs are looking good as far as getting prospects back and returns they need. Really, obviously they need bullpen help, and a couple sticks wouldn't be bad. Another guy they'd like to get rid of, but I don't think they will be able to. I see him just staying the remainder of his contract is Alfonso Soriano. He's not having that good a year this year. He only has 8 home runs. So he doesn't really have a lot of trade value. And he needs an older player, 36 years old. There's not a lot of teams going to take a guy like that and give up that much. So he's got the rest of the money's owed him this year, and then another $19 million for next year. I could possibly see him be traded next year at the trade deadline, if he ever was going to get moved. So where are the Cubs at? As I said, I mean, obviously we want to see that World Series come. It's been way too long, but probably another 2 or 3 years, and then I think they'll be before they're actually a competitive team, a playoff caliber team. What about as far as the rest of the league goes? I mean, the Pittsburgh Pirates. I mean, they're I actually wouldn't say surprise team, because they kind of did this last year. but they're playing some really good ball right now, as they're actually in first place over St. Louis by 1 game. Now we know this has kind of been how the Pirates do. They have a great first half, and then in the second half they just pretty much disappear, and usually wind up finishing in third or fourth place. Will they do that this year? Well, it kind of remains to be seen. Um, if I'm still picking, I'm probably picking either St. Louis or Cincinnati to win this division. So my best guess is maybe Pittsburgh will do the exact same thing. But at the same time, I mean, they do have some not nice players on that team, really doing some good stuff right now. But their number 1 overall pick, Garrett Cole, they brought up, and since they brought him up, he's 3-0 right now. He's really doing a good job. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Pittsburgh. We still have a lot of baseball left to be played. Like I said, in the whole second half of the season. So it's just let it play out. Well, but with St. Louis getting it, I always say getting it done, usually year after year, and always making the playoffs. I fully expected them to be there, and their experience to really propel them once again, even though I can't stand them. Well, as far as the West goes, I mean the Arizona's playing really good right now. The Giants are not playing so good. The defending world champions are in third place, I believe. It's like 2 or 3 games under 500, 3-7 in the last 10 games. What's going on with them? Well, really a lot that's going on with them. Their pitching staff has really disappointed them this year, and it's kind of surprised me. Tim Lincecum obviously is struggling again. Just pretty much seems like he's done as a starter. I think he needs to go to the bullpen. But Matt Cain, another guy, just what's going on with him? I just really can't figure that out. Cause I mean, when he's on, he's usually one of the best pitchers in the game, and he has just been getting lit up this year too many times. I think maybe that big contract has something to do with it. I mean, the Giants gave him that huge contract, and it seems like he's definitely not living up to that. You have Pablo Sandoval, on the DL, and that's one of our better hitters on the team, so that's hurting the offense. But the Giants usually are a second half team, so I'm definitely not counting them out, and I still fully expect them to make a run and ultimately make the playoffs. They're probably going to have to win that division this year, though, to be able to do so, because that wild card, it's probably not coming out of that West this year. But like I said, we'll see what happens with the Giants. Right now, the Braves playing good ball. They have a 5.5 game lead over Washington, and to me, I think they're the team to beat out of that division. Washington is just not the same team that they were last year. They've had some injuries. Bryce Harper going out, and Steven Strasburg, of course, being injured again. And their offense is just really hurting them right now. The only thing with the Braves is can they get enough offense to be able to continue to play good over the second half of the season and go on to the playoffs. I'm not sure about that, but my prediction is that they are going to win the division and make the playoffs, and then I think they'll lose out to somebody like a St. Louis or somebody, whoever else they play, because obviously we know the Braves don't do good in the postseason. As far as American League goes, Oakland playing a really good ball right now. Out in that West, of course, not surprised that they're playing such good ball. They usually always do. I think they're gonna make the playoffs, either by winning the division or being one of the wild card teams. Bartolo Colon, have won 8 games now, I think he is. I just wonder if he's back on steroids, because that's usually a big sign right there, because you know that guy has been caught before. Just makes you wonder about him. But the A's, they always got good things going on down there. They know what they're doing. Got a good front office, and they're it's kind of funny how they're such a small payroll team versus somebody like the Los Angeles Angels, who once again are terrible again this year. And that goes to show you, just because you spend all that money does not mean you're going to be good. And I bet they wish they could take some of those contracts back. Josh Hamilton, for example, back in 2007, and he's doing absolutely nothing for them. And good luck, guys, because you got 4 more years left on that $25 million year contract. And of course, you got Albert Pujols with 9 more years. So that's big mess down Los Angeles as far as the Angels go. Boston Red Sox doing really good as far as they're winning that division, and to me they're a surprise team. I didn't expect them to be playing this good this season. I didn't expect them to be definitely expecting them to be leading the way. Yankees are struggling right now. So they're in 3rd place, I think it is, and they need to get Derek Jeter back and go from there. I wouldn't count the Yankees out, obviously, because they always find a way to make the playoffs. We know that. Last time I think they didn't make it was 2008, and that before then is like, it was a long gap. So don't count the Yankees out. It's going to be interesting to see about Alex Rodriguez. Of course, the Yankees would love to get rid of this fool. But I don't see that being that happening. He's supposed to be coming back from his hip injury, surgically repaired hip, I should say, a little after the All-Star break. So if this report didn't come out and cost him, of course, to get another suspension, he'd be gone for the rest of the season. Then I think he'll be back, despite this new report that's coming out saying that he's saying that he's thinking about retiring, which I don't believe that one bit. I think that's the Yankees trying to put that out there, wishing he would retire, but they just would love for that to happen, so they could just get rid of this guy. But sorry about that, Yankees. It looks like you're stuck with him for another 4 more years. One of the stupidest contracts that could ever be given out. Then you got the AL Central. To me is a very interesting division. Right now the Tigers are leading the way, and it seems like that they're winning by a lot more than they are, but they're only up by 2 games over Cleveland. So Terry Francona doing a really good job down in Cleveland this year. I don't think they'll catch the Tigers, but 2 games is 2 games. Matt Scherzer, 12-0 for the Tigers. 12-0, people. First time since 1986 for that to happen. To me, you talk about Matt Scherzer. He's the type of guy who's not generally that can consider that great of a pitcher, but I mean, he's dealing this year. So I gotta give him his props. He's definitely getting it done for Detroit. One bigger thing that's about to happen, I think, is CC Sabathia. He is at currently 199 career wins, so 1 win away from the big 200. He's 32 years old. Gonna be 33 in this upcoming July. So I think he's the type of guy that you can consider possibly having a chance of getting 300 career wins. Obviously, 100 wins is still a long ways to go, and he has to stay healthy. But I think he has a shot at doing that. Now, one big thing to me is Clayton Kershaw. What is he going to want to do? Obviously, the Dodgers would love to re-sign him. But I think if he was smart, that guy would just get on out of that train wreck and go somewhere else. Because he is obviously maybe the best pitcher in the National League. He only has like 6 wins, even though his ERA is like 1.93 or something like that, in that range. He's just obviously getting no run support. Same thing with Matt Harvey, though, with the Mets, is that he's not getting run support either. So, Clayton Kershaw, it's going to be interesting. I've heard that he had already rejected a 10-year contract worth, I think it was close to 180 something million. But either way, this guy's gonna get paid, and he's at the end of the year. Expected probably a $30 million year contract. Him, and then Rob Scandone is obviously other guys are looking to really get paid a lot of money, but he's not really having that kind of all-star caliber year that he usually has. I mean, he's got 14, 15 home runs, but he's only batting 276, so he really needs to start hitting the ball to be able to say, look, I'm worth this $30 million a year that I'm probably going to be trying to get. So as we know, he has Jay-Z representing him now, so that's another thing you have to look out for. He got rid of Scott Boras and went to Jay-Z camp, and which probably is why Baltimore being a smart move on this part. Jay-Z is really starting to get some clients. I think Rob Scano is one of the first ones he has signed. He got Skylar Diggins from the WNBA. And then he just also acquired Kevin Durant. So, and from what I've heard here, also there's a lot more players lined up to sign with Jay-Z. So I think, if I was a player, I think I'd go that route. Jay-Z's obviously a smart businessman, and he knows how to get those contracts for the players. Well, I don't know about all of you guys, but to me, I'm really looking forward more than anything to football season starting back. My favorite sport. And we're only about 2 months away from that happening. It's been a very big surprise as far as obviously my Patriots go. We're going to move on from Darren Hernandez debacle. We've lost a lot from this last year. Wes Walker. Obviously, Hernandez is gone now. So it's going to be interesting to see where we'll get the offense from. I think they'll be fine though. I think Brady is we still have him back. So obviously, as long as he's there, I expect New England to make another big run at a chance of having a deep run in the playoffs and the opportunity to get back to that Super Bowl. You say, how can that happen? Where's the offense coming from? Well, I say Josh Boyce for one. The wide receiver they drafted this last draft. This guy has all the tools to wind up being really good, a really good wide receiver. I think. The biggest question is will he be able to figure this offense out? This really tricky offense. And from what I hear, the guy's a smart guy, so I think that he definitely has a shot at being really good. And another guy that would I think really help the offense out a lot. Barn, he stays healthy for a full 16 games. Is Danny Amendola. To me, I think he's a wild card who could come in and pretty much be a Wes Walker clone, and that's really what he is. And he's younger and faster than Wes Walker. So Danny Amendola, like I said, has had health issues. The only thing that stopped him is career. So if he can just show some toughness and stay healthy, then I think that he's gonna be he could wind up being Brady's best friend. Um, the other big key guys are obviously Rob Gronkowski. Can he come back and stay healthy? That's I mean the guy's the best tight end in the game, and he's obviously a huge asset to Tom Brady and the offense. Really, the offense does go through him. Uh, right now, he's coming back from his recent surgery on his back, and he's rehabbing that right now. And they're saying maybe 11 to 12 weeks. So there's a chance that he could start the regular season, but odds are he probably won't. And if he does start the regular season, he's not obviously not going to be in really good football shape. So I'm looking about more, first couple weeks into the season, and then maybe he comes back. All in all, I think that though the defense is really going to be good this year and has a chance of being the best it's been in quite a few years. Yeah, I think that Chandler Jones coming back for his second season is going to be it's going to be an even better of a player. And then obviously you have Devin McCourty now is at safety, and he has really flourished in that role. And Aqib Talib is a defensive back now, and he is back again as they re-signed him, which I thought was huge. So I saw the secondary definitely. I think it's going to be one of the best secondaries in football. So you have that, along with the defensive line, like I said, being much improved. Vince Wilfork will be back, providing that great leadership that he does. So that's going to be very key, and so I think the defense is going to force a lot of turnovers and really help the Patriots out a whole lot. Other than New England, I think it's going to be really interesting to see what Dallas does this year. Tony Romo got that huge contract, as we all know, and so what are they going to do this year? All they're going to be probably would be between them and Washington for the division. No, I never have been a Dallas fan, but I've always been a big Tony Romo fan. I think he takes a lot of unnecessary criticism from the media, because it's just Dallas, and that's just the way it is. It's always big expectations, and if you don't win a Super Bowl, pretty much, then the quarterback's gonna get the blame. And Tony Romo happens to be just that guy right now. I think some of it's warranted, but the other, like I said, the other part's not. I mean, he has not shown that he can be a big game quarterback because of the big interceptions that he always tends to throw, and so he hasn't handled the pressure well. So that is his fault. Pretty much right now he's considered a choke quarterback. Now, if he won a Super Bowl, obviously, so that would change, and he'd be known as an elite quarterback. So it's a big difference as far as him not having that Super Bowl ring. And like I said, though, I think that the offensive line is usually not very good. So when he gets sacked, the offensive line is not get much blamed if he gets sacked 3 or 4 times in a game. And if the receiver runs the wrong route, which has happened numerous times, then then they're not going to get the blame. Tony Romo's going to get the blame, especially if it winds up winds up being an interception. So it's going to be, like I said, interesting between them and Washington. Probably RG3 looks like he's going to be coming back week 1 is what he's saying. So I mean, he's way ahead of rehab, which I'm happy to hear, because I do like RG3, and I want to see him come back healthy and play for a long time. Now the thing is, he's going to have to change how he's used to playing. Not going to be able to run the ball as much, and I think he needs to rely a lot more on his passing ability, which I think he will, because he is a very good passer, and it's not like he's Michael Vick. He can throw the football. So that's going to be key for Washington, is keeping him healthy, because he is pretty much now the face of the franchise, and I'm really looking forward to seeing all the young quarterbacks. Like, once again, RG3, like I said, Andrew Luck and Russell Wilson. So I think these guys will continue to improve and have great seasons once again. It's going to be Russell Wilson's going to really be it might be ultimately the best of the three 10 years down the line. I think Seattle has a big chance of making a run, going all the way to the Super Bowl this year. They could be that team, especially since Michael Crabtree is hurt now with the 49ers, and that to me that's a huge loss. That's over 1,000 something yards receiving. That's not going to be there for Colin Kaepernick. So that pretty much is a wrap, I believe, for today, guys. Had a great time with all of you. I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot of comments and hits. So please share your comments with me. Tell me what you've thought about this show. What improvements can be made, if any at all. And what you would like to see talked about. If you need to get in touch with me, you can at patriotnation5@gmail.com. That's once again patriotnation5@gmail.com. Alright, I'm out. Now we'll see you guys next week.